Hello, hello. I apologise for being late. I've been looking for my camera. I haven't been able to find it until now. I misplaced it. So yeah, I'm all up and running now. I thought I'd be clever and try and use a PlayStation 4 remote for the PC, just out of chance, and it didn't work. So there you go. Yeah, that kind of let me down a little bit. But now I've got my original camera back up, hoping that you can hear me properly, because this does play up a bit on my sound. So if anyone in the chat, just let me know that you can hear me correctly, and I don't sound like the chipmunks. Like sometimes it does. Right, I need to find my my CDs I'm going to show. I've got a fair few of those. So yeah, this live stream, pretty simple really. It's just showing CDs. That's pretty much it. Recent CD finds. So normally I would, I'd probably normally do a video for something like this. But for this year, I was sort of going to change things around a bit for the channel, and do more live streams showcasing recent finds, and whatever guests want to jump up on here and join me. We can chit chat. That's fine. Gathering all the CDs. Yeah, it's been a fair few. It's been a fair few pickups. Mixed genres, typically is. You know me, quite eclectic tastes. Nice little finds there, actually. As well as a complete REM collection on CD as well. So I managed to pick up every single. Hello, hi Michael, how are you doing? I was sending the link. 1 second. Yeah, I've managed to pick up a complete REM discography on CD, which I'm very happy with. Blimey, I need to do this. I will. 1 sec. It's been a while. How do you? Oh, blimey. There we go. Right. Oh yeah, Michael. I'll set the link out there. I'm a bit unorganised today. My missus has started to do the washing, and she's running the dryer, and it's really sort of hot and humid now, so that's not really helped. Might open a door actually. Hello, Richard. How you doing? Can you hear me okay? I never know with this camera. It plays up a bit. Good. That's good. That's good. How are we all doing then? Hope everyone's had a nice Christmas. You see, I've got a stack of CDs here. recent pickups. As well as this bit. As well as those. Quiet Christmas. Is it always quiet, Richard? Is that the norm? Is that a good thing? I forgot what a quiet Christmas is. Oh, blimey. That's a bit loud. Hey.
Hey. How am I coming in? How's my mic?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, good.
Do I sound all right?
I thought I out there. Hold on. I thought I muted it.
Stress-free. It's not a bad thing, Richard.
How about now? Am I?
I can hear you fine. Yeah. I can hear you. All good.
Oh, I know where. Hold on. There. That should be better, right?
I can't notice a difference, but yeah, if everything's fine.
I'm okay because I was echoing on my end, but I don't hear it.
Oh yeah, it was a slight echo. Yeah, but
Do you still hear it?
I don't hear it now.
Okay, good, because I just closed out. I had the other window open here. Okay. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, good. Just answering Richard's question. Yeah, I did have a nice Christmas. Thank you very much. Yeah, busy.
Yeah. Okay.
So as you expect with someone who has 4 children, but yeah, it was a nice Christmas. I had a few people around yesterday, friends, and that came around for a drink, and that was quite nice. So yeah.
Yeah, and I see Dead Wax in the chat. Hey, Dead Wax, what's going on? Long time no talk to you.
Oh, yeah, Randy, you're right.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you. Well, it's Dead Wax. It's not like I go there every day, you know. But I did. Before we talk about CDs, I did pick up a couple of things from Rhino a couple of days ago. You want to see them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so and one of them actually falls right into what we're talking about today. But
Okay.
Rhino had a sale on during the holiday, and they had some of their remastered 180 grams up for like $14. So I got classic Echo and the Bunnymen.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's Porcupine.
Yeah.
The one with Cutter and Back of Love on it. And so this is a remastered 180 gram, $14. Whoops. Dropped my mic.
Oops.
Oops. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Yeah, popular band.
How am I sounding?
Yeah, you sound fine. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, big time, man. Yeah, I've seen them live before. As a matter of fact, they're coming to town sometime next year because I think they're on their. They're doing all of their greatest hits. They're going to be touring, doing all their greatest hits.
You going again?
Was that?
You going?
Probably not this one. No.
Right, okay.
And then one of my all-time, I think one of the greatest albums ever made. And when it first came out, a lot of people, really didn't like it. And over the years, you still have people who hate it, but you have people who think now that it's a masterpiece. And this is Tales from Topographic Oceans by Yes.
All
This
right.
this album is incredible. Got an open gatefold. Now, when we show the CDs, I have the actual CD alternative to this that I've had for a long time. I used to have this album before, but it long got lost or whatever. So along with picking up, things that I'm not that much familiar with, I'm trying to go in and grab certain bands or artists that have been my lifelong, passions. And I'm trying to refresh certain albums, like get brand new copies and stuff, because certain albums have gotten kind of old. So there's certain artists that I'm just trying to buy and refresh.
Right.
Yeah.
I never heard you for a Yes fan.
Oh, dude, I am a tremendous Yes fan. As a matter of fact, John Anderson, the lead singer, who is currently reformed. Now, the Yes is still touring with Steve Howe, but a lot of people aren't crazy about the direction he's gone in. And John Anderson, he's doing his alternative, and he came across a bunch of guys who have had a passion for Yes for like all their lives.
Yeah.
And they formed like a super group because there's a member from Blue Oyster Cult. There are these guys from these different bands, and they got together during COVID and they all met and they started playing all of the old like 70s classic Yes. Now these guys are super accomplished musicians, and so they've got Yes down. Somebody sent a video of these guys performing because they started putting their stuff up on YouTube during COVID. And people started going, wow, these guys are great. These sound just like Yes. And the bass player, who's from Blue Oyster Cult, had his then girlfriend was singing to John Anderson, because John Anderson has a very high voice. And she was singing his parts. So a friend of his sent him the video, and he immediately went, I got to get these guys. He called the bass player from Blue Oyster Cult, Richie Castellano. Called him and said, listen, we're touring. Richie goes, is this really John Anderson of Yes? He goes, yes. You want a tour? He goes, my God. Because it's his idol, lifelong dream. And so he got the guys who were actually doing this Yes music, tribute Yes music. They're with him now. He's been touring the last 3 years, playing all the Yes stuff. And man, he's 80 years old and he still sounds like he's 17. I mean, his voice hasn't cracked one bit. And he's revised Yes. They actually decided to do an album together. Well, actually, it's a John Anderson album, but he brought all of these guys, and he did an album last year that wound up being in a lot of people's top favorite classic rock albums for 2025. He sounds like Yes did back in the 70s.
Really?
It's incredible. So they've done 2 tours, and neither one of them has hit Detroit, and I've been so frustrated. I said, oh my God, John Anderson, doggone, I really wanted to see him very badly, man. But they missed Michigan 2 different tours. So I'm on the internet about a month ago, and a thing pops up, advertisement, John Anderson and the Band Geeks playing classic Yes. And it goes, Royal Oak, Michigan, Detroit. I went, oh my God, he's coming to town. And better yet, he's coming to town on my birthday.
On your birthday?
So I got my ticket to go see him. He's going to be here next year, May 7th. I am so psyched up, man. I can't tell you.
Like it's set to be on your birthday, isn't it? I mean, come on.
It was, man, it was meant to be. I mean, for the last couple of years, I'm like agonizing over the fact that he's not coming by, and then all of a sudden they decide to come through here. And it just happens to be able. That's a sign. It's a sign I'm supposed to go.
Yeah. What luck.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. Yeah.
So was that it? Has you picked up anything else?
Well, nothing within the last month. That was the only thing I've picked up recently. Um, Now, as far as CDs, to be honest with you, I don't buy CDs as much as I used to because, like I said, I'm buying a little bit more vinyl now. Again, should I say? And and, and dude, I have got so many CDs. I'm pretty sure I got more CDs than I do albums. Easy.
I've got a load which I'm going to get rid of. I've got them all in bags and they're ready to go.
Well, the reason now, what I'm going to do as far as trying to show any recent picks, what I'm going to do is I've got a bunch of CDs here. And so in concession with you, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to blindly reach in or reach down and just pull out a CD and then talk about it real quickly. And then you can show one or however you want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, because I've got so many.
You did say a couple of months back that you got so many CDs and you don't mind doing something about CDs.
Oh, well, yeah, but I did. The other thing I did want to inform you is that it wasn't so much. It was to talk about new pickups, which I will want to as I get them. I just want to talk about CDs in general because I have so many. Anyway,
Yeah.
So it's just. Plus, I can turn people on to artists that they probably never heard of that are super obscure. I got some stuff in here, especially in the '90s. Simon, I bought a lot of independent music that'll never be on vinyl.
Do you kind of feel, and I do, when I show CDs, that I know that it's not going to have that broad appeal like it would be if it was a vinyl record?
Well,
do you feel the same, or do you not?
I don't, because CDs have made a resurgence. Cassettes have made a resurgence. In the last several years, CDs are becoming hot commodity now, and companies are making brand new CD. Well, they never really stopped making CD players. They were only making them particularly small amounts, and usually they were high end for those real audiophiles. Well, they're finding out now that the community at large is getting back into CDs and cassettes. Sales for both CDs and cassettes have been going up every year.
Yeah.
And so CDs are really kind of back in demand again. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like particular sort of stuff which is pressed in the 80s, original kind of 80s pressings for the first pressings for CDs. Is it those kind of?
Yes. I've got stuff here, man. I mean, a lot of it is not so much rarity. Well, I guess you could call it rarity because, a lot of the stuff it's only what do you want to call it? What's the word I want to use? It only came out in physical media.
Right.
A lot of these was before. I mean, of course, you can find them digitally now because people have converted them and put them up online or wherever in libraries on the internet. But a lot of these weren't produced with any digital download because it was before we were doing download.
Of a lot of stuff which has come out in the over the last 15 years or so, or 20 years or so, is generally bricked, isn't it? The music is bricked.
Well, that's what I have got so much like indie. I've got a lot of Brit stuff, man, because around that time, particularly with ambient and industrial music, was like at a fever pitch. And so I was like, wow, everything was sounding great. It was, I was just grabbing everything. And then when the indie scene was really, really bristling, the indie pop, especially, in the 90s and stuff and all kinds of stuff. Oh, wow, what is this? What is this? And I was just grabbing stuff, man. And so just over time, it's like just CDs. And when it comes to cassette, and I'm talking about not just store-bought, cassettes that are already, like different bands and stuff. I still got cassettes of mixtapes that I've made. I've got probably more cassettes than I even got CDs. So it's really weird. It's really weird.
Do you have many doubles of CDs in your collection? Are you a person that likes various types of the same album? Even if it's on CD?
I can tell you that I do not have one double of any CD in here.
Really?
Not one CD has a double to it.
I've got a few in my collection.
What I'd like for us to do, but it might handicap me. I'll have to get back with you on this because I'm in this kind of in between state of possibly moving. I've packed certain things away, Simon, that I'm not going to be able to get to now.
Okay.
That I would normally been able to do. One of the things I'd like to do with you, but I've got to see whether or not I'm going to be able to get my hands on all of these representations. At one time, I had out albums that were, bands or artists that I've had, all three mediums. I've had like the same album on cassette, CD, and vinyl. If you've got anything like that, we could do a show where we could show whatever bands or artists that we have, but we have them on all three mediums. Because I've got bands.
I have. I did a video a few years back, and I think it was a thread or something, like a competition I put out, and it was like pieced together maybe 3 albums which you have on 3 different formats.
Yeah. I could do that with quite a few. Yeah,
I could. I've got quite a few of those actually. I could easily do more than 3.
Yeah, I could do more than 3 as well. So let's plan that for some time down the road.
Okay.
I'll look at what I've got actually that I could reach and see what I can put together, and then I'll say, hey Simon, I got enough here. Let's do it.
So vinyl, CD, and cassette.
Yeah, but now of that particular group or artist, it's got to be that same album.
Same album. Yeah, same album. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
And I still try and do that now. Don't get me wrong. When I'm in the record shop, I still look in the CD area, but right now I'm just hungry for vinyl. So I tend to walk out. I tend to go, well, I'd rather have this on vinyl than this on CD.
After that recent video I put out, and that's quite an old video which was scheduled, it seems relatively new because it's not been out there for that long, but that was a couple of months ago. But since then, I have to walk past the record shop because I went in there, said hello to a friend who collects records, thinking that, okay, I might pick up one record, and end up buying maybe, I don't know, 8 records.
I saw it, and I commented to you.
A lot of money, and
you
I don't want to make that habit, you know.
You have no discipline whatsoever.
Didn't that day? I fell to pieces, but it is so easily done. You can go in there and you can drop hundreds.
But do you realize, Simon, you were making all kinds of excuses? Well, it was only $15. It was only that. Well, I didn't have this, but I.
You try to rationalize it, don't you?
Yeah, that's what he's got it bad.
But I don't make that a habit. You know, I know I spend on.
And listen, that's a healthy habit as far as I'm concerned. It's not like you're doing anything harmful to yourself unless you're going broke.
Well, this is not smoking and drinking and doing drugs. Well, I went and brought a couple of first presses, Oasis first press, back early in the year. And the guy I was about to buy them from, he said, look, if you want to sell them, you'll get your money back. It's not like you're losing your money, because it's a steady investment.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's a real easy rabbit hole to fall into. So you always get your money back. It's going to wind up sitting in your library forever. You're never going to turn it around. It's just not going to happen. it's a nice thing to know when you get it, but
yeah, but it's reassuring, isn't it? It's nice to hear that you're buying something which is going to hold its value at least. It's what you pay for it, you know, and it's peace of mind, isn't it? Providing you look after it and all the rest of it. You know?
Yes, no, yeah, absolutely. So do you want to do some CDing now, or what do you?
Yeah, how many do you have? Is it like an unlimited supply you got there?
Oh yeah, I could reach forever. But
I'll let you go first. Then. Probably
how many like actual CDs were we going to show between the two of us?
Well, I've probably got about.
Oh shoot, you got a ton. Oh, we're good, man. We're good for a while. Don't even worry about it.
It's been a few months. So,
cool. Well, let me start off here.
I'll bet you big.
All right, so I showed you Tales from Topographic Oceans. Now, to be honest with you, Simon, I much prefer of course, I prefer it on vinyl, but the packaging for the CD I think was better. Now, once again, this has a gatefold, which is cool, you know, and it's got, you know, John Anderson did pretty much all lyric writing for the band. He was kind of the conductor. It wasn't so much he's an accomplished musician, but he's mostly a vocal singer. But his power is to be able to bring all of these masters together and conduct them, and that's how these songs were created. Because you'd tell Chris Squire, hey, you play this on bass. What? Oh wow, that lick, bring it here. So he used to conduct them, and so that's why people look at John Anderson as kind of being the guy that Yes is really signature for. Anyway, so you got your gatefold, and it's beautiful, and it's got all kinds of lyrics and stuff in it. Now, the CD, like I said, I much prefer. So it comes like this, and then you even have this casing on the outside that comes off.
Got a feeling I have that on CD.
This is an amazing album. Roger Dean is the guy who did most of Yes's album art. Incredible artist, one of my favorites of all time. And then once again, there are certain visuals that they just didn't put on the other one, but this is really cool.
Right, just to butt in there, Michael. Just seeing what I've got on Yes. I've got the Yes album. I've got Fragile, and I've got Union.
Oh, great, man. Fragile is a classic. Union
is it? It's
the only problem with Union is that it was not recorded the best way.
Right.
And it wound up being kind of a big disaster. Even though they got everybody who ever was a member of Yes at the time, there was a lot of clashing, and managers and everybody was speculating who was going to get paid more, or it turned out to be a mess.
Right.
But I mean, don't get me wrong, the music is great, but it could have been recorded better. Then Fragile is one of the greatest prog rock albums of all time. And then what was the third one?
The Yes album.
Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. I got the Yes album too. Yes.
Yeah.
But I it folds out like this. I really dig that. But so I said I like the inside of it because it's even got what I found interesting on this particular album. It's got Steve Howe, but he's the only one in this particular picture. He's standing outside of an arena with the Topographic Ocean billboard there. But yeah, I like how it folds out. And I believe, didn't this come with an yeah, it comes with an insert. Really, if I can get it. Wow. You know, I've had this in here so long. I don't think
it's gonna be a bit tight to get it out.
Oh. See, and this is another thing, Simon, I think you'll agree with me. CDs, if they're packaged right, is so cool because great booklet. I love when they include booklets.
Yeah. Do you like the more cardboard covers, or do you like one for the jewel cases, or do you not mind whatever it is?
I mind packaging. CDs, it's nothing you can do about it. The plastic cases, they're so easily crackable.
They are.
Dude, even if I've got one crack on it drives me nuts.
But they have that kind of retro aesthetic to them, don't they?
I love. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I love the packaging. It's just that the plastic is too fragile.
Yeah.
I hate when they crack. It drives me nuts.
And there's always the corners of the hinges, isn't it? And they come apart, and you can't close them properly.
Or when the little spokes that you.
Yeah, they always seem to disintegrate, don't they? After time,
just break off.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
And then the CD doesn't stick. I'm like, drives me crazy.
But that's not like wear. That's just the aging of the case, isn't it?
Or sometimes, once again,
plastic just becomes brittle.
But some companies had really solid. Some companies had jewel cases where the plastic was really thick. So it wasn't the case with everything, because I'm even in my collection now, I've got some store-bought CDs where I said, how come they didn't put all the things in these particular cases?
Yeah.
Because I've got CDs that they're almost in like these long formats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I see a lot of collectors on here, they get rid of all their jewel cases and put them all in plastic sleeves. I've never done that. That doesn't really sort of appeal to me, but you know what I mean? It's for space-saving reasons, really, you know?
How about this? Because you got a nice stack. You got about, what, 30 CDs there?
Yeah, probably.
All right, I'm going to do, okay, this will be the first. I'm going to do, you want me to do 3 or 5, and then you can do 3? How many do you want?
You show 2 more, and we'll do 3 each.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a blind pull. Oh. Jeez. This is one of those really bizarre ones. I couldn't have picked a more obscure CD. I remember this is a Japanese artist, Tetsu Inouye. This was from a CD called Fragment Dots. This is basically he's for lack of a better word, I think you can call him electronic, but incredibly experimental, where a lot of his music, it sounds more like a bunch of computers just talking to each other. It's bleeps and blips and dips and dots and all kinds of little fragments of sound assembled together to create collages. And so that's the sleeve right there. That's another. I tell you, man, just I love the different designs and stuff.
It looks like it could be a New Order album somewhere.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of Peter Saville.
Yeah.
But and so the name of the CD is Fragment Dots, and that's Tetsu Inouye right there. This, I believe, this might have been, I know it's easy, probably early 2000s, late 90s, because that's when I was going absolutely ape crap over. I think the last, music has never died. I think a lot of people think music is worse than it used to be. I think you have to look for good music more now than you ever had to.
Oh God, yeah. The mainstream stuff is just.
I'm not a believer that there's nothing good out there. That's a falsity.
No, I never say that.
But I think as far as being mass produced, let me grab another one. Probably 2013 was the last real super exciting time for me when it came to electronic music. I mean, it was incredible stuff. Since then, a lot of what's out there have been overshadowed by just. Ugh. See, this is what I'm telling you, man. This is why I pull out these '90s. What you can replace jewel cases, can't replace digipack. Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. Like digipacks, there's certain forms of that they package your CDs in that was super cool, and that you knew were going to last a while.
Yes, that's very true, Richard.
Yeah. Now, and this is something that, man, I haven't listened to this in so long. I this is by a band called the Wind Up Bird. Even the title is bizarre.
Right.
Yeah. The Wind Up Bird. The best way that I can describe this this CD is I don't know how to describe it. It's
Well, what genre did it fall under?
in the closest it would have to be is indie pop.
Indie,
but it's kind of offshoot indie. It's not a pop that is like pop sensible. It's a bizarre kind of pop. Oh man. And see, that's another thing that I want to do. I want people to come over to my DJ sets because every once in a while I do a sit down and I literally talk about the music and play it, because when I'm on Mixcloud or the other platforms that I have a paid subscription for, I can play anything I want without a copyright infringement. So I do DJ sets from time to time, and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, so this is the Wind Up Bird. I'm gonna give everybody the opportunity to start hearing some of the more obscure stuff, because I'm telling you, I can bring some really crazy stuff to your ears. Okay, so if I count the topographic oceans, that's 3 right there.
okay, right. Right, this is a mixed lot of stuff from charity shops, so it's going to be a bit all over the place. Costing 50 pence to maybe £1 per CD.
All right.
Some are albums, some are singles. I still pick up singles. I mean, I brought singles back in the day and stopped buying them for maybe, I don't know, 15 years or whatever, 20 years. But now in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, I started buying singles again because of this nostalgia, I guess. I picked up Ace of Base, Flowers.
Oh, a good old Ace of Base.
Yeah. So yeah, 90s nostalgia there. And this is their later albums actually, with the hit "Life Is a Flower," and I've never seen this on CD before. Just first time I come across it, and I thought I got their earlier one, but so yeah, I like Ace of Base. So yeah, pick that one up.
Oh yeah, I and watching you all these years, Simon, you truly are a passionate lover of the '90s. That's for sure.
Well, I'm a '90s kid, so yeah, I can agree in the '90s. Well, it was a bit of the '80s, but like the later '80s, you know, into the '90s. So yeah, big lover of '60s music, and I come across the best of the Mamas and the Papas.
Of course.
You know, California Dreaming, Monday.
Oh man, I love
just great songs dedicated to the one I love. Dream a Little Dream of Me.
This is dedicated to the one I love.
Some big songs on there. And yeah, great group. Really were.
A couple of their albums.
A little bit late to the party on this one. ABBA's last album or recent album, whatever you want to call it.
You're talking about within the last few years, right?
Yeah, this came out about 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was the tour. That was the
4 years ago.
That was the tour where they did the virtual thing, right? That was the virtual tour,
right?
where they de-aged them on
That
stage.
was first new album in 40 years.
Yeah, that was the tour where they were on stage, but it was a virtual version of all the members.
Right.
Yeah, 40 years, dude. And
Hey.
I just saw a quick little blurb when I was on the internet on Facebook, and sometimes you don't know if things are true, but it said one of the members of ABBA said, "This is the end," or something like, "We're done." Like we came back, we did it. And
Yeah.
I think they're retiring for good.
Yeah, I think this is the end. This is the last album, and
what he did,
I liked it. It was okay. I couldn't hear anything what was just different with them in their voices. I just thought, yeah, that's ABBA. They can sing. You know, it's like it's like they haven't gone away. You know, it's 40 years. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I know their voices have probably gone through like what they call it. You know, when they tamper with it. You know, there might have been a bit of that going on, but I couldn't really hear anything particularly. But
dude,
yeah.
we can have a whole stream on just talking about the effects of auto tune and this pitch stuff going on, particularly during live concerts. I'm having a real problem with some of this stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Really? I'm having a real problem, particularly when it comes to certain legacy bands.
Mm-hmm. I try not to think about it. Just try to enjoy for what it is. You know,
you can't help but think about it. If you buy a ticket to go see a band in concert,
yeah,
and they're not really singing and they're lip syncing, dude, that's a rip off to the core.
But I mean, ABBA is a group I like, but I'm not like a favorite of mine. It's just I wouldn't have brought that had I not come across it from like a pound in the charity shop. You know, I probably would have.
No. I'm not saying anything against ABBA. Now, if you're saying nothing against their virtual, I mean, that stuff is set up to be that way. So this isn't even an affront to ABBA. I love ABBA. Heck, man, I remember one of the first albums I bought at the record store was the one with the eagle on it, the song "The Eagle." But great album, love that. And then I think I had the first one at one time. I got to get another one because I need that in my playlist. But no, I'm a huge ABBA fan. So I wasn't trying to equate that issue, other than you know, don't pretend to be doing something. Particularly, I mean, because if a lead singer is miming, how much of a cheat is that? I mean, you want to hear that person's natural voice singing those songs to you. Simon, what did that say again? Simon needs to be embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, that'd be. You don't need to be embarrassed. You have a closet, have a fan.
Simon, I don't know where you get this from. ABBA is huge among a lot of people. They're not like I don't know what's a really cheesy band that a lot of people are into that really just kind of cheesy.
I think he has a point. I think there is a bit of a stigma with ABBA. I think there is a bit of a guilty pleasure issue.
Well, I would say that at one time, but over the years, they become almost like elder statesmen. You know, it at one time I could see that. Like at one time, ABBA, you know, had the same kind of disrespect that even the Monkees get. People have no idea how deep the Monkees really ran when it came to music. They have no idea.
No.
Even though they were put together by, you know, this huge production company, even though they were all brought together, so two of the guys are accomplished musicians before they even came to the Monkees. Mike Nesmith, Mike of the Monkees, was already writing hits for other people. He wrote for Linda Ronstadt. there's a couple of really huge songs that were hits in the 70s by other bands that you don't realize that Mike Nesmith wrote it. That's why the Monkees gave the producers hell. They said, why are you getting other people to write for us? We can write our own music. You know, and eventually they got the opportunity to write it themselves as opposed to shadow writers. And their material, they were writing the hits for themselves. So, you know, sometimes you got to dig back into the history to find out really what's going on.
Yeah, you do. And most people don't really know the history, do they?
No,
you know?
they
don't. Sounds like us, and you know, the casual listener, that's not necessarily won't know.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's just that I just think that it hurts you. Now, when people say, well, you should get off stage, you're too old, your voice is cracking, wow, you can't play like you used to, you have a lot of dexterity. One big pet peeve I have, Simon, is people who tell bands or artists they should get off the stage, you know, their time is up. I think that if you're an artist and you have a passion for your work, you should be able to do that until the day you die. That's why I've often said, for me personally, if they gave me the choice of how I would die, I'd say, let me die on stage in front of an audience.
Yeah, you've said. Yeah, in the past. Yeah.
What a way to go.
There is something to do, isn't it?
Yeah, so, you know, nobody tells a music critic or other people, hey, you've been writing reviews on bands for too long. You're getting too old. Stop writing. Why would you tell the artist to get off the stage? I don't care if their voice is cracking and people show up to hear it. Good for them.
Would you say the same for the likes of maybe Paul McCartney, who has a wealth of money behind him?
He's got. You know why he has a wealth of money behind him? Because of the thing that he loves doing. So why would you stop doing it just because it brings you money? That has not. You had a passion for it when you were broke. So why would you stop just because you're rich? He
could have stopped whenever. He didn't even have to do Wings, could he? He could have just the Beatles and been set up for life.
Yeah, but we're not in his head. We're not in his heart. We don't know what's going on inside of him. We don't know how much passion he has. I mean, imagine, Simon, you've written songs that are considered the greatest songs ever written in the history of music. You go, well, if you have an opportunity to actually go to a store and shop, I mean, there's nowhere you can go, Simon, where you can't hear your music. And then all your life, you just hear yourself everywhere. I mean, that's got to be an incredible feeling. And if that brings you a multitude of joy, and you're 89 years old, why should you stop? Why should that stop you?
It has to.
Why should that stop you?
I mean, the older you get, and if that music is still relevant and enjoyed, it just says it's lasted the test of time. You know, that music is timeless.
Yeah, but not only is it timeless, but doggone the artists seem to be too. You know, nobody can believe Keith Richards is still alive. I mean, if anybody was abusing his body during the 70s, the 60s, and a good chunk of the 80s, it was nobody was doing drugs more than Keith Richards.
And Mick Jagger. Oh, you know,
and there were guys who couldn't keep up with Keith Richards that's been dead for 20 years. They died when they were 25, 30. He's damn near, you know, he's 80 and still going. Well, they just canceled this last tour. Apparently, Keith Richards doesn't want to do the tour. So,
in the States, or
it could be. Maybe it's just getting too. It might be at a time where it's just too grueling. That's a lot of. You know, these guys are touring almost every year, and they're touring almost every year, and they're damn near 80. When you got these young bands out here in their 20s that don't even tour every year.
True. Yeah.
It's their work ethic is incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And
What
they're sacrificing as well.
They had an album, what was that, 2023? That album came out, the last album, or 24 last year?
24, I think, wasn't it?
They won a Grammy. Not that Grammys matter to me anymore, but just the fact that he got an award this long, and they got a new album getting ready to come out. These guys are, come on. Why would you? I would never tell somebody like that to stop. You're a fan's dream. You're still around. You're still producing stuff.
Yeah, they have a generation of fans, don't they?
Shame on anybody who tells other artists to sit down. Shame on you.
If the Stones were coming over, I don't watch them. It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity to watch the Rolling Stones. I mean, who wouldn't want to pass that up?
Oh, dude, I saw them live. They were great. Keith Richards ran the whole stage all night long.
Yeah, he's like a 20-year-old, isn't he? In his head. But anyway, you're three now.
Okay. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna reach down in this box here. Let me see what I got. Well, this it might not be exciting, but so it's Jewish cello masterpieces.
Okay, this is unusual.
Yeah, this is by okay, these are Ravel is on here. There's like conductors on here I've never heard before. I've heard of Ravel, but I've never heard of Bloch. There's somebody called Max Bruck. There's Zavel Zilberts. But anyway, these are and then there's this main guy on the cover. Oh, Richard Docker, cello, with Sudan Walters on piano. So it's a cello and piano of famous Jewish celloists. Yeah. So it's the music of celloists. And of course, see, this is why we have issues with these CD cases.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
You know, these always have one that breaks off and one is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting one to pull out. That I told you. Now, this one, the reason why I have this one is because years ago, somebody was moving out of here and gave me a box of stuff. And I remember that being in it. All right. Let me So, I mean, you know, that wasn't exciting, but oh, wait a minute. Well, I got to pull it out. I'm reaching into the wrong end. Because, well, you know something, I'm going to reach again, and I'll tell you why. The only reason why I'm going to reach again is because I'm realizing that I'm reaching into a stack of, it's just all classified classical. What I want to do is I want to just pull out different genres if I can. So let me reach up here.
Okay. Mix it up a bit.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah. And I was reaching into something that was more organized. All right. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. This is called Amberdelic Space. Now, this is a part of a compilation I've got. This is accompanied by, I think, 6 other CDs. It's like a huge compilation of electronic artists, particularly of the 90s. Like this came out in 96. And so Amberdelic Space, I remember buying these, but it was like I think it was 4 of them all together. CD 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is just loaded. I mean, loaded with those artists that I'm telling you about. That a lot of the labels that some of these artists that are on here, a lot of these labels don't even exist anymore. Well, there's a lot of light on there. But I doubt if you'll ever find these on CD. I mean, on vinyl. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Couple of artists here: Surge, Drum Club, Sensorial, Quad, The Dream Unlimited, Symbiotic, Black Dog, the Magic Mushroom Band. Yeah, so you get an idea of the kind of music that's in there. So it's very, very cool. A lot of it sounds like you're in space. A lot of bloopity bleepity and synthesizers and things like that. Very cool stuff. So yeah, that's called Amberdelic Space. It's a compilation, and it's on the Dress to Kill label.
Right.
One more, right?
Yeah, one more.
Here's another one. Like I said, tons of stuff in the 90s. This also came out in the 90s. And this is also electronic music, man. The name of the band is Molly Rain, and this album is Armadillo. Very, very cool.
Never seen that before.
You got it again?
Never seen it before.
I got a lot of stuff you probably. And so this is pure electronic, just pure, but it's not just your basic stuff. It's really, really just kind of bizarre kind of stuff. Yeah, so Molly Rain. Like I said, I'm just holding these up just in case anybody wants to do any kind of investigating. But now I could make some open-eyed, I could pull some stuff that I would definitely recommend, but we'll do that another time.
Sure.
Yeah. So once again, 90s. So. All right. Yeah, I guess you're next.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So when I'm out and about shopping, charity shops or where I'm going, I've got a few people in mind, knowing what kind of bands they like, So I sort of I might message Ian, who does live streams on a Thursday. I say to him, look, come across these CDs. Status Quo. He's a big admirer of Status Quo. Do you have these albums? I say, and I quickly take a picture whilst I'm in the shop, WhatsApp him. And with about 30 seconds, he'll say, no, I don't have that one. I was like, right back. I say, right, okay, you have now. Bang, done. And so I picked up, it's hiding away. Yeah, there was three Status Quo I picked up for Ian, which I'll be sending him probably next year. Is Status Quo Under the Influence. So yeah, that is heading his way. There's the back. Also picked up Status Quo Got You Covered. Believe this is a live album. And this came out it says 2001. It's about the time actually I actually saw one of the members who came to my school.
Now, what is one of the members of Status Quo coming to your school for?
It was the drummer.
What was that about?
He's always done it. He's done it for years. He goes around schools across Britain.
That's awesome.
He does a demonstration, and it would have been about 2000, 2001. I was leaving school. Pretty sure it was then. He came over, and like,
it's great of him to do that.
So, yeah, I know. It's amazing. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Status Quo acoustic, the Roundhouse. This is quite cool actually. It's got multiple discs, and I think it's got a DVD.
Yep, that's
the DVD in there with it as well. Of the live event. So I'm sure Ian would love that. So yeah, he doesn't have that, so he's got that too.
That's the same kind of packaging as the Yes Topographic Oceans. I like it when they fold out like that.
Yeah, that's a thick old cover, that one.
That's my favorite way of getting CDs. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, 3 disc set.
Yep.
I mean,
That's great.
that cost me 50p, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Good deal.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 3 status quos.
Wow, that was okay. All right, so this is all right. So this is by a band called Brainscapes, and the name of the CD is Chakra Dancer. This and if I'm correct, this is probably 92 as well. Let me see what it says here. 97. This at this time I was I had a girlfriend, and she used to create these spiritual garments. She had a whole modeling troupe, and the garments are very artful, and they draped. It was really cool stuff. Around that time, I was doing ambient music for her shows, so I would create music that her models would come out on.
Right.
But I would create stuff that was very ethereal, very kind of spiritual. I would have like different samples of choir voices and things like that in it. So at the time, I was drawing a lot of my inspiration from groups or people who are creating these really kind of the best. I was really heavy, and still am, but really heavy into world music. I mean, all kinds of like exotic percussions and woodwind instruments and things like that, along with lush ambient synthesizers, Brian Eno kind of stuff. So I was really engaged in that stuff. So I was absorbing bands like this, like no tomorrow. Once again, you're not going to find it. If anybody finds stuff like this that I'm showing you on vinyl, please tell me, but you probably won't. So like I said, so this is Brainscapes, and basically this is music to clear your chakras up. And so once again, very ethnic sounding, a lot of samples of different ethnic instruments. Really cool stuff. Chakra Dancer by Brainscapes.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep. Once again, even the name is cool. Brainscapes. Okay, that's all right. This label, I think it's still around to this day. It's been around for a long time. And it was a label that a lot of artists now that have been released and have been on for years. And there might be some people out there in the audience, if not in the chat, maybe in the replay, that have heard of Steve Roche. Now, Steve Roche has been doing ambient music, I mean, for like 50 years now. I have never seen an artist so prolific. If you go to his website, you'll scroll for a long. This guy has come out with so much material. It's just insane. He's a part of a bunch of artists out of primarily, mostly out of like the West Coast, California, Nevada. So they draw a lot of their inspiration from the desert. A lot of their music sounds very vast, like sprawling landscapes, very thematic. Some of them are for like really deep listening. So, and this is called Dust to Dust. So a lot of sampling on here. Wherever he does have sampling, it kind of reminds you of being in a desert, you know, at sunset. Really, really cool. Like I said, it's on the Project label. And the Project had come out with some of the greatest, I guess you can call it more like prog ambient, and just amazing stuff. One more, right?
Yeah, one more.
Oh, this artist is, wow. I mean, because you know, you exaggerate. You say, wow, top 10 favorite artists of all time, and you can go through your head because so many artists have come out, you know, over the years and stuff. But been around as long as I have, you got a lot of people to choose from. But this particular artist has been one of the biggest impressions musically that I can name. Brian Eno, I've talked about forever. This guy is in the same league with Brian Eno as far as how much I've been influenced by the music. There was a band that came out in the 70s, and then it got really super hot in the 80s called Japan.
Yes, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Okay. You're familiar with them, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them, yeah.
All right. So after Japan broke up, the members splintered off. Now, a couple of the members, 3 of the 4 guys actually started their own label, and one of the members went off on his own, and that was a guy called David Sylvian. And so after Japan broke up, David Sylvian went off on his own and he started his own solo career. And when his first album came out called Brilliant Trees, you know, people got to wonder like what direction it was going in. But these guys took alternative music in a direction that I'm nobody had ever done before. And I remember me and my friends, particularly my music friends that I used to jam with, I mean, these guys were like on our radar all the time. But this album is called Gone to Earth, and it's by David Sylvian. And this, by far, I think is one of the greatest albums ever made. I am absolutely not kidding you. This album is incredible. I saw him in concert, and man, I mean, it's just amazing. David Sylvian, Gone to Earth. He's worked with a lot of very accomplished musicians too. A lot of musicians have come in and assisted him on his solo work. Ryuichi Sakamoto, I don't know if you're familiar with him. Mark Isham, just a lot of incredibly Tony Levin from. He actually worked with. He did an album with Robert Fripp of King Crimson.
You've got an unrelated question here for you, Michael.
Yes, I did. I just recently heard about it. Hopefully we'll have his new music finally released next year. You know, the crazy thing about Morrissey, man, that guy, he damn near produces an album almost every year. So yeah, I did hear that he signed with Sire. Good to hear. That is Spring Hill. Yeah, so he knows I love Morrissey. Yeah, big huge fan. Yes. But once again, he's got a voice that is very low resin, and he's got like a shrill, kind of reminds you of almost like his David Sylvian's vocal style is like a cross between Brian Ferry and David Bowie. Just amazing album, amazing. One of my favorites ever.
You're putting out some usual stuff here, not the sort of usual kind of albums, you know.
Was that again?
You're putting out like some unusual CDs here.
Dude, just and they one after. I mean, I could just swing them out all over the place, dude.
Oh, yeah. Right, it's my go now, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, okay. I've got to show 4 this time, just because I've got 4 singles. So, I mean, you would remember the Euro trance phase of the early 90s. Rhythm as a Dancer.
Of course.
big hit.
I will throw that out when I'm DJing, depending upon the party and who's the crowd. That's in my playlist.
I think I've got the 12-inch single of this actually. Pretty sure I have. I mean, singles really. I don't really like paying £1. You know, even when I pay £1, I'm a bit kind of like, But you know, 10p, 20p, 50p, I think is fair for singles. But
well, now if I was shopping and I saw that for $1, the only reason why I would buy it is because I'm a DJ, and if I found it and I didn't have that particular song, I go, oh, that's a big hit, I'll grab it. You know, what's $1? But I agree with you. Other than that, I'm just not gonna. $1 for a single, that's ridiculous. But depending upon how much you need it.
Yeah, it depends how it rings to me. You know what it means to me to have it. You know,
it would have to be something you really, really want.
Yeah, and it is a great single, and yeah. So yeah, I paid £1 for that. So yeah, moving on.
Isn't that the KLF? Who did Rhythm Is a Dance? Is it KLF?
Hey,
is it? I keep forgetting who did Rhythm Is a Dance. Is that KLF?
Snap.
Snap. That's it.
Yeah,
Always KLF and Snap confused. Go ahead.
Another big American artist who unfortunately we lost, I think, in the early 2000s. R&B artist Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
Yeah, remember Aaliyah?
Oh, of course. Big controversy with her and R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think she started her career very young, didn't she? Like 14 or something.
Yeah. From what I heard, the parents, you know, kind of didn't mind. I mean, they didn't say anything, in other words. So I don't know, but it still was wrong. But
yeah,
she was under.
They were quite reluctant to for any sort of re-releases to come out for quite some time until recently, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think her albums have been on vinyl, but they were kind of holding off for some time.
Yeah,
but,
because the estate probably said, no, we're not going to do it. You know, they probably, you know, families don't want their relatives to be exploited.
No, and she's deceased, and it's a very sensitive thing, isn't it? You know,
and the estate needs to need to make sure that anything going out the estate get their cut.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah. Anyway, Aaliyah, At Your Best. You Are Love, which I just think is a really nice single of hers. It's just lovely on the ears, and yeah, one of my favorites. My favorite song of hers, actually.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I do like a lot of 90s R&B. Now, sort of going into sort of the indie era.
Alrighty.
Space with their single Neighborhood. This came out in 97, I think, 96, 97, around about then.
Is that the same Space that did that? Did it go back to like the 70s?
No, they may have been a band called Space back then, but
there's another. Okay, there's another band called Space.
I think there is. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm talking about the 90s band from Liverpool. So yeah, Neighborhood was a big hit in the UK, at least in the top 10 anyway.
All right, I'm because at first it's like, well, it doesn't look like any kind of music.
Are you familiar with Right Said Fred?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Well, he had a bit of a late hit with this one. I think it's in the late 90s, you know. And the song is "You're My Mate."
Yeah.
Right Said Fred.
He had the thing about Right Said Fred. He's got sort of like this kind of almost bizarre kind of cult kind of reputation. You know what I mean? It's like he's been around. People don't realize he's been around. But that Right Said Fred, his name is kind of synonymous, you know. And
yeah, it is. And you know, he hasn't really. I mean, he's done a couple of albums maybe, but nothing kind of like mega. and it's just a name everyone knows, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
And he's worked with some, fairly well-known people because you see his name popping up in certain, productions. Right, Sid Fred? What?
Yeah, everyone seems to know him. You know, yeah, I picked this single up because I don't have it on any other album. I think I've got one earlier album of his, and that's it. I don't seem to see much of his later stuff. So I just come across that, and I thought, yeah, I'll grab that. I know the songs.
He's got the same kind of reputation. You remember a guy called Man Parrish?
No.
He very similar to Right Said Fred, where he had a huge hit in the 90s, but he's done stuff with other artists, and you hear his name bannered about all the time, but a lot of people don't really know him. Like you.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. But if I played that Man Parrish song, you'd go, oh my God, I know that song. You would know it instantly because it was huge. Especially when it comes to 90s club. It might have been the, I guess he was hip hop, kind of hip hop. Yeah. Man Parrish. Oh, and by the way, folks, I have been looking back at the chat. Somebody said something I wanted to comment on. I can't. Michael, have you heard of? Oh, yes, the Morris E. Show. Oh, somebody said something earlier. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Shirley Lane has enough status quo. Like I have enough. Gary Newman. Well, Richard, I saw Gary Newman live this year. I saw Gary Newman. It was a triple bill. Actually, Ministry was headlining, and Frontline Assembly and Gary Newman.
Yeah, Richard, that doesn't surprise me. He says, I cannot find CDs or anything by Space. I know Simon likes them quite a lot. Yeah, they're a very unusual kind of band. I'm not really surprised. They probably didn't.
What kind of music can you associate them with?
I'll say they're an indie band.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it all like guitar based?
No, not all. They're not like a heavy indie band. It's really quite kind of. Well, actually, I'll say they're probably maybe more alternative than they are actually indie.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'll give them a listen to. A little later on, I'll jump on YouTube and
he kind of sings in a quite a light-hearted way. The songs aren't serious, they're kind of fun and kind of you have to hear the albums really to kind of to appreciate them.
I know. Yeah, like with me, some of these things, it's hard to classify some of this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Did you already go 4 already?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Holy, that was fast. All right.
I know.
Well, wait a minute. There's another section here I'm going to pull from. Maybe I'm trying to. All right. I can't help it, man. I'm sorry. This is just the way the 90s turned out. Now this one, I some of these I struggle with because sometimes I was recommended certain artists by the people at the stores, and so this is and I think it's a single person, SND. And I'm not even sure what the name of this album is. I think it's Studio, but it's STDIO. Don't even ask me, man. I'll just show the doggone thing. It's just really out there. Once again, electronic experimental music, SND. Now, the best thing I can say about them is it's extremely, when I say minimal, I mean minimal. There might be three things going on in every song, like a crazy stuff. Just crazy out there stuff.
That is unusual.
Oh yeah. Oh, look down here. I haven't pulled out one thing that everybody would. It's crazy.
No, there's nothing really commercial here, is there?
Dude, I got tons of commercial stuff. I just happen to be pulling from an obscure box.
I know you have. I know.
No, I pulled from. I'm sorry. That was the classical. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Once again, yeah, this is all full blown obscure stuff. This is by a guy named F.S. Blum, Blumm, and this is an album called Mon Kuchen. Once again, very similar to a lot of stuff. I think what I did was I think I've been pulling at least from a section that I had a lot of my really obscure 90s stuff, because once again, this is 90s as well. And it's just this is out of Berlin. Once again, the best way I can describe it is electronic and very experimental. Once again, F.S. Blum.
It's funny you should mention about obscure music. I brought a couple of boxes from a work colleague who was just getting rid of his CD collections, and he had a lot of sort of unusual and obscure sort of 90s and 2000s albums in there. You know, quite a lot of them actually. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, the best thing I can tell you about this is it's highly acoustic too, because from what I remember, he plays like just a standard stand-up piano.
Right.
And there's string orchestration as well, but it's also laced with electronics, and it's just kind of really out there.
Is it jazz fusion or something?
Not even close to jazz fusion. It would be more collage, it would be closer to, I would put it closer to minimalist classical than anything.
Right.
Closer to classical. Yeah.
Right.
How many did I show? 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let me pull from up here. Wow, what a coincidence. Another Tetsu Inouye. This is really cool. This is called World Receiver. And now this is by the same guy that did that Fragmented Dots that I told you was very glitchy. This one is a little bit more lush, dreamy. Tetsu takes different transmissions from shortwave radios, all kinds of different audio transmissions from all around the world, and compiles them all together and creates these huge backdrops of ambient noise with all of these various transmissions coming in and going out like ghosts. And that's why he calls it World Receiver, because he's compiled. This has Bill Laswell's on here. Automatically, this is going to be really, really cool, because Bill Laswell is one of the most experimental bass players you'll ever find. Pete Namlook is also on here. Some people might be familiar with Pete Namlook. And then Hiromi Hasano is on here. Hiromi Hasano is one of the founders of Yellow Magic Orchestra. But really cool. Tetsu Inouye, World Receiver. And once again, I believe this is 96.
96, 90s again.
And then one more, right? Was it 4?
You can do 4, yeah. Do 4. I did 4, so it only makes sense.
Yeah, but those are singles, so I am cheating.
Yeah. Oh, the Yes album.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. I just about saw it.
With all of the CDs I have, I would pull out the one you mentioned.
Yeah, classic.
I also have this on wax, but I don't have it on cassette, so I can't. This one, I do have that I can do. I do have Yes I Can Do, but I can't. I have this on wax, but I don't have it on cassette.
I've got it.
Oh my goodness! What can you say about this album? And yours is no disgrace. Starship Trooper. I've seen All Good People. perpetual change. And John Anderson is going to be doing all of this. Well, I know for a fact because I've seen the tour on YouTube that he's doing with the band. He does Yours Is No Disgrace. He does Starship Trooper. He does I Seen All Good People. He does Perpetual Change. What an album. And this guy right here, Bill Bruford. He left Yes after this album. No, I'm sorry. He was different. Was he different? No, he left. He left after Close to the Edge and went over to King Crimson.
I tell a lie. I don't have it on CD. I only have it on vinyl.
Okay. Yeah. But Bill Bruford is like my favorite drummer of all time. So that's very cool. I pulled out the Yes album. Very cool.
Had to be. Right. 4 albums again. These are all classics. So on the back of that classic album,
okay,
you're gonna love this one. When we spoke about this, quite a few times.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I've got several copies of this, but this is an early '80s pressing. So I thought, yeah, that's coming home with me.
I know. Come on, dude.
Could be a first, actually.
That might be that. I'm serious. I am absolutely serious. That might be my favorite album of all time.
Yeah,
I am absolutely serious about that.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's a first. I could be wrong, but it's got 1982 on there, and the disc is pretty retro.
Oh, it's on the EG. Yeah. That's on the EG label. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it could be for £1. I mean, why not?
Dude, first of all, it's a shame on the store that put it up there for $1. That thing is worth $1 billion. That album.
This is one I've got all 3 on. You know, we talked about cassette and CD and vinyl. I've got this one I could do.
That when you drop the needle on that, that's an album where the very first note, all the way to the very last note, there isn't a bad note on the whole album.
It's a great album.
It's incredible.
There's more to come.
Oh,
not rock music.
Oh, I got that. I have it.
I've never owned this. I've got a few comps on CDs, but never actually found a proper album. So yeah, Crosby, Stills and Nash. Yeah, I think £1.50. I thought, yeah, why not? That's a classic album. I'd like to have that in the collection. So, I mean, I'm familiar with Helplessly Hoping, Wooden Ships, and others on there. So, yeah.
Do you know the story of that album cover?
Well, it's got the Hollies singer on there.
No. They have them seated, but their names are not under the correct people.
No. Oh,
well. Crosby should be on the others. You see how their names are not. So what?
How cool was that?
They went back to try and take that picture again, and that couch was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1969. Can you believe?
Yeah,
so that must be their first album with Nash, surely.
I might be, like I said, I have it on wax. But yeah, from what I heard, you know, they didn't want to release it because the names were not over the right guy. They wound up letting it go anyway.
I come across this CD and I thought, now this could be interesting. You probably might know who it is by the album cover, but I didn't recognize the album cover. All I saw was the text down here saying newly digital remaster from the original master tapes.
Joni
and that, like, that whet my appetite. I thought this could be a classic album, and I I messaged Ian. I said I picked up this. Do you know anything about it? Bit of a blind buy, thinking it might be a classic album, and he says, "Si, it's a classic album. It really is a great album. You picked up a good album there." And so yeah, Joni Mitchell and Clouds. This, I believe, too was late 60s.
Oh, that's a classic.
So yeah, it completely went by me. I didn't even realise. It was just out of chance, really, and
Yeah.
So yeah, snap that one up.
Hey, I want to say hello. Hey, B-side.
Is she in? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Jenny, you're right. Another classic. I think you would appreciate this one. Jerry Rafferty.
I've got that.
City to City.
I've got it. Baker Street. What a classic, Baker Street.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Didn't make #1 over here.
Oh, it didn't?
No, made second spot, but not #1. Can you believe it?
Oh, I believe it, because what you guys were killing it in the 70s was easily in the prog rock.
Nice looking disc.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1977. City to City.
Yeah, got that on vinyl.
So yeah, that's my 4. Yeah, I've got that one.
All right, let me see. We're gonna do a blind grab, and we have. All right, here we go. So we got a lot of 90s stuff in here. Another because of course I'm a freak for electronic music anyway. So electronic. This band is named Viewmorph, which of course sounds very science fiction, and that's basically what it sounds. It sounds like music for science fiction, film. It's the best way I can describe it. And the name of the band, like I said, is Viewmorph. And of course, a lot of these albums back in the 90s, especially this experimental electronic music, always had really cool, bizarre titles. So the name of the band is Viewmorph, and the name of the album is In the Expectancy of the Monumental Awe. Sounds like Shakespeare. All right. Yeah, yeah, I got a ton of 90s in here. This is by a band quite, well, actually, the name of the band is Marooned, but the leader of the band is a principal guy who did all of the music, and then he just brought different artists together. His name is John Briggs. He is a local person here in Detroit, but he was on a label and he produced an album. Yeah, I think it's just really, really great. It's I wouldn't really necessarily it would be considered alternative. Very I guess he's alternative with a flair of jazz and fusion, because he has some female vocalists who do most of the singing. And so it's, the band is named Marooned. Once again, it's the very nice, dreamy, almost like dream pop. It's a very warm, comforting music, very comforting.
Yeah.
How many was that? That was 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are familiar. Well, some. I mean, he's pretty huge worldwide anyway. One of the biggest electronic musicians of all time, William Orbit. And so he's helped produce hits for a lot. He worked with Madonna and a lot of people, but William Orbit is huge. And these are it said pieces in a modern style. He actually did reinterpretations of classical music. So, you know, he's got Adagio on here, you know. Yeah. So really, really cool. Okay, this is by Jeff Greinke, and this album is called Winter Light. So yeah, basically, I am pulling from a section that has a lot of. Well, now this is mid 2000. This is 2007. This guy comes from kind of like the same camp that Steve Roche comes from. Wide, very wide ambient landscapes.
Yeah.
A lot of his stuff is very environmental. He'll use sounds that will remind you, you know, of different things in nature. It's a very environmental, very and it's a winter light. It's really, you put this on during like a blizzard, it's probably really cool. You know? Yeah. Or you know, just a lot of snow in general. It has that has sort of a glacial kind of feel to it. So yeah, that's Winter Light by Jeff Greinke. And one more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, one more. Yeah.
All right. So once again, this is when I was very heavily into world music, which I still am, but I was like really voracious when I was seeing this young lady. And so I was getting into different, not only just different electronic music, I was just getting into different artists of different ethnic backgrounds. And you very rarely came along Native Americans who are known in the world. But this is by Mirabal. He's a Native American, and his music is crossed between traditional Native American and electronics, which is a really cool blend. But a lot of it's mostly acoustic, but there is a pop sensibility that goes with his stuff, and he's really cool. Robert Mirabal. Really cool stuff.
Would you say what you're showing is generally quite rare? You don't seem to come across it very often in shops where you are.
I wouldn't. You could probably come across this for 50 cents in a you know, charity shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think. Well, I'll take that. Well, I don't know about over there in the UK. I take that back. When I go into, well, we call them resales or whatever, the charity shops here.
Yeah.
A lot of these CDs that I showed you, nope, you're not gonna find them. You're not. No way. I mean, I haven't very few of these obscure CDs I found in the shop. Just not gonna.
What would you say would be the average price you would pay for CDs? Because Richard, who was in the chat, has said they can be anything for about $2, $3 or more over where he is.
Here, we got like the Salvation Army, have several stores. Those CDs could be, you know, usually they're like 50 cents, $1, $2. Yeah. And see, they don't know that, but also these folks probably the same at the charity shop. They're not going to know the difference between a CD single and a full CD. They're going to charge you for fulls. Like they're down.
The disc to them is a disc.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a CD. Oh, okay, $5. No. There's only one song on here. They don't know that difference.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, so I mean, I think if you got a CD for $1, even if it was a single, you're really kind of making out.
I have been in charity shops where singles have been like deliberately cheap because they are singles and they've recognized them, and they're like 10p. Yeah, which I think is great. I think that's a cheap price for
Absolutely.
singles is sweet. But like,
But
when you're paying £1 for them, it's a bit go on then.
but now I'm telling you, over the last several years, the CDs have been making a comeback to the point now where CDs now, like the current CDs that are coming out of bands, fresh new bands and stuff, are more expensive than they were when we bought them back then.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a charity shop in the UK called the British Heart Foundation, and I find them notoriously expensive, specifically for CDs. I mean, they're charging 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 plus pounds for some CDs. They're putting things in cabinets now, CDs. You know what I mean? For like 10, 20, 30 quid, some of them.
I'm telling you, CDs are been on the rise for the last several years.
They're the only ones that seem to be doing it. Others are just sort of like selling them for 50p or £1, or buy 3 for £1. Cheaply. But British Heart Foundation are charging way over the odds for some things. And I see them. I just think that's just not going to sell. No one's going to buy that.
I mean, and of course you can go into any charity shop and stumble across, maybe like an old Madonna CD or just your classic top 40 stuff. But as far as some of the stuff I got here, you're not finding it. I'm sorry, you're just not going to find it.
When I see something for like £5, I'm thinking I could probably buy that brand new on eBay or Amazon. When it starts to get £5 and over, it's like it's almost the cost of something brand new.
I would like to, and I guess I should start deep diving into YouTube more as far as the CD collectors, because I would like to know if there's anybody else out there. Because I'll be honest with you, man, I don't know anybody that's got a more eclectic, alternative collections of CD than me. I don't think there's anybody that does. Oh, dude, I got some stuff here. Just crazy. Well, I've been showing you just crazy stuff.
I've got a few storage squares full of alternative music just to the left of me. But we could go through that another day. We could do like genres and things.
The sky's the limit, Simon.
Exactly. I know.
So you're. I'm done, right? You're next.
Yeah.
Wow, you do got awesome.
So a bit of a guilty pleasure. I've always liked Robbie Williams. Certainly like his first 5 albums. Sort of 90s, 2000s. And I come across this EP, Robbie Williams Angels, and closer inspection, it's an actually Japanese pressing.
Awesome.
So a bit rare, a bit unusual. I don't know how many of these were sold in the UK, but I just liked it, being a bit unusual. Oh, yeah, try not to sneeze.
Dude, I absolutely love the song Millennium. I love that song.
That's a good song. Yeah.
I'm not even a big Robbie Williams fan, but when he
is his staple.
Yeah, when he was hot around then, when that came out, Simon, I was kind of really into it because I really liked the song that much.
So it's got Angels, of course, and it's got some rarer ones. Falling in Bed, I've never heard of that, so that's got to be something which maybe never made an album. Let Me Take You, the full-length version. Cheap Love Song. It's got Angels acoustic version on here. Back for Good. It's a song by Take That, which is a live version. Of course, he was in Take That before. and some sort of like unusual and rare stuff on there. Stuff which some different mixes and things from different songs. So it's just a bit of a hodgepodge of kind of different stuff, rarities and things. Just an unusual kind of EP, really. Yeah, Japanese.
I've seen that before.
I have. I saw it, didn't buy it, put it back, and then I went in there maybe a few weeks later. It had sold. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have picked that up. And I was around the same town, I think it was, and I found another copy. I thought, well, I'm going to get it this time. So, yeah. Robbie Williams Angels EP, a compilation, Robert Palmer Addictions Volume 2.
Dude, that guy is so great.
For £1.
I saw him live, man. He was great.
On the island. Look how sort of discolored these CDs get. Some of them do get pretty bad.
I've got a bunch of Robert Palmer, man. I dig him. What a voice.
Yeah, I know.
I saw him for free too.
So yeah, Volume 2, songs such as "Remember to Remember," "Sneaking Sally Through the Valley," "Maybe It's You," "You Are in My System," "I Didn't Mean to Turn You On," "Can We Still Be Friends," "Man's Smart," "Woman Smarter," "Too Good to Be True," "Every Kind of People," "She Makes My Day," Best of Both Worlds," "Give Me an Inch," "You Wanna Get What's Coming," "I Dream of Wires," and "Silver Gun."
Now, I think it's fascinating about Robert Palmer. He always came out in a suit and a tie. He looked corporate. But, man, he would do some of the greatest electronic. That "I Dream of Wires," that's Gary. That's the Gary Newman version.
Really?
Yes.
I'm more familiar with one of the songs on there. I'm not so familiar with the songs on this one.
To me, Robert Palmer is one of those unique artists, very much like Brian Ferry, who does, like, when they do a cover of somebody else's song, I think they do a better version than the original. Like, for instance, the two songs on there, "Didn't Mean to Turn You On" and "You Are in My System," both were done by other bands, and I think his versions are better than the originals.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are electronic versions. That "I Dream of Wires," that's electronic.
Right. Sounds interesting. I'll have to give that a spin.
Oh, dude, he was very much into synthesizers back then. A lot of people don't realize. They thought he was really more R&B. Guy was messing around with electronics like crazy.
Right. So yeah, it's not one I come across very often, that particular compilation.
I've seen it before. I don't have that one. I do have Robert Palmer. I don't have that particular one, but I've seen it before.
Yeah. And this one is a Christmas one. My mum owned this on cassette, and I just so happened to find it on CD. Being Christmas was coming around the corner. This came out in sort of like the late 80s, I think. So it's just all the typical Christmas stuff on there. E17, Stay Another Day, and Band Aid, Queen, Slade, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So nice little comp, actually. So yeah, that's it. That's 3. Oh, we're doing 4, aren't we?
Yep, 4.
Bit of a blind boy, this one. Vanessa Williams, The Comfort Zone.
Yeah. That's a classic. That's a 80s, late 80s, right?
Yeah, 89. No, well, it says 91 on there.
Well, I was close. You could tell by the cover it has been somewhere.
2 years. Yeah, 2 years, 1999 and 1991.
Yeah.
So
it's got that written all over it,
Yeah, it does.
It's got the look, the 80s, 90s look.
It has. That's what I saw as soon as I saw it in the shop, that it looked that kind of that era. So
that's retro now.
it's got track 15. The Right Stuff is a Norman Cook 12-inch remix. You know who Norman Cook is, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I didn't know that. So yeah, that's 4. That's it.
All right.
Over to you.
All right. Well, you know, I do have stuff in my collection that I guess you can call it elevator, more elevator. And they were kind of like accidental finds. Back in the early 2000s, I moved in with my father because he was getting older. And so my oldest brother was living with my mom. I was living with my father, just kind of keeping tabs on them as they're getting older in years. While I was living with him, he was living close in Detroit, borderline Dearborn, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit. He was right on the border, and we have the highest concentration of Middle Easterns in the United States are in Dearborn alone. So there's a lot of Middle Eastern restaurants, and the whole 9 yards, the whole community. And so I started getting into when I was getting into the world music, I started getting hip to a lot of electronic music out of the Middle East. And I really enjoy Middle Eastern music. One of the reasons why I enjoy it so much is that all of their music it's very up. It's like when you listen to their music, you don't feel down. It's always very high spirited drumming, and then singing and so it has and then I'm finding, wow, there's some of these bands, they're doing electronics and Arabic music now. So I started experimenting. I started going into some of these Arabic shops, and they would have CD selection. So I started getting into Arabic electronic music from the day. So this one was kind of a little too cheesy, although there are a couple of selections out. This is Khalid Wahid, and this is called Listen, Enjoy, Relax. Basically, it's piano music, and it's just kind of, like I said, it's something you can put in the background, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one.
No,
it's just Okay, another really bizarre one. This artist, he's pretty deep and legendary in the world of ambient music, but most people never heard of him. His name is Gavin Bryars. Now, this album is called "The Sinking of the Titanic." Now, what makes this album so incredibly fascinating is that it's basically one song. But the song starts off clear, audible to your ears. As the song progresses, and I forgot how long this song is, it's got to be like 30 minutes. As the music progresses, because it's looping and looping and looping and looping. And as the music progresses, it starts to distort. So basically, he's giving you the illusion that the band who's playing on the Titanic, you can hear the band while the ship is sinking. That's why the music, as it keeps coming back, gets more and more distorted because the ship is going down in the water. So this is a concept album intentionally made and audibly created to give you illusion of the Titanic sinking as the band is playing.
Really? That's a bit unusual.
That's unusual. Gavin Bryars, The Sinking of the Titanic. You're not going into any charity shop and finding this. I guarantee it. You're just not.
I can believe.
You're not finding it. And if you do, you better grab it. This is awesome. What was that, 3, right? Or 2? Was that 2 or 3? Doggone it.
2, I think.
Yeah, that's 2 because the other one was the cheesy piano. Oh, everybody. Well, not everybody, but this is, of course, this is not my opinion. I mean, people have coined this one of the greatest albums ever made. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasure.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. I have that one.
Oh, anybody into alternative, underground, classic, better have it. And once again, don't you hate it? I hate when stuff like this happens. I want to get a whole new case. That's the only thing about these jewel cases. They just crack too easy.
Yeah, I think my copy is a paper one.
Whoops. I don't want to scratch that up. Yeah, Unknown Pleasures. Although my favorite Joy Division album is Closer.
Do you have that one?
Yes, it was the second one that came out. The second one. Let me. Oh, okay. This is by a duo, Nicola Alessini and Pierluigi Andreoni. They came out with 2 albums, Marco Polo and Marco Polo 2. These guys clearly electronics, but heavily ethnic instruments. I'm talking about hardcore ethnic instruments. They're out of Italy, so their music is very Mediterranean sounding, but a lot of it's a cross between alternative, jazz, ethnic, electronic. Really cool. And so on this particular album, they brought on some guests to play with them, and one of them is David Sylvian. So David Sylvian sings on one of the tracks here, and then I pick up absolutely any Joy Division, and then oddly enough, Brian Eno's brother does ambient music. A lot of people don't realize, and so Roger Eno, his brother's on here, Harold Budd, which is a favorite of mine. Anyway, this album is called Marco Polo. If you are into ethnic music and you want something that has jazz influences and electronic experimentation, this album's fantastic. Marco Polo by Nicola Alessini and Pierluigi Andreoni. Great stuff. Like I said, this is Marco Polo Part 1, and they did a Marco Polo Part 2. And then I was just on the internet recently, and Pierluigi Andreoni just released something solo this year. I got to check out. One more, right?
Yeah, one more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be too long talking about each one of these. Definitely in top 5 favorite electronic bands of all time. This is the great Front 242. I recently saw them live, and they did their final live performance tour this year. They're no longer performing live. I think they're going to still make music, but they're no longer going to tour. So I really lucked out and got a chance to see them a year before they decided to retire. And then I got a CD here. I didn't realize a friend of mine bought this for me while we were at the show. He said, "Hey, Mike, here you go." And he got me Front 242, and it's all their signature. All 4 guys signed it.
Nice.
Yeah. I keep this separate from everything because I don't want the signatures and stuff to get worn off.
Sure.
Yeah. But incredible band. I mean, if you like like an industrial sound, electronic, but like really infectious beats. I mean, it just makes you want to get up. Front 242 is dynamite.
I love your passion, Michael.
Oh, I can talk about this stuff endlessly.
All right. That's your 4, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, these are all compilations. I have the best of Stray Cats. Have you ever heard of them?
Are you kidding me? I was big into the rockabilly scene.
Yeah, rockabilly in the 80s, 50s rockabilly in the 80s.
Yep.
So I don't think they were like a massive, huge band, but I think they were a part of that era, and I imagine they were a bit of a crowd pleaser, playing the oldies, in their own kind of style. I gave it a couple, and it's quite rather enjoyable actually.
They were huge here. As a matter of fact,
I know Stray Cat Strut was a single of theirs, wasn't it? Familiar with that one. But yeah, Genie, and Baby Blue Eyes, Runaway Boys, like I said, rockabilly. You there, Michael? I can't hear you. I think your mic might have gone. Can't hear you, Michael. Also have Best of the Bangles. So yeah, songs such as Walk Like an Egyptian. What else is on here? Complicated Girl, Let It Go, Manic Monday, and of course Eternal Flame. Just a few to mention. So yeah, like the Bangles. Si, did you get any recent James comp? Nothing But Love. No, I haven't. No, you got it, Jim? I've still got a few albums I need of theirs actually. I mean, I've got quite a few James albums, but there's still a few I haven't. Also picked up No Doubt Icon. This too is a compilation I picked up for £1. Basically, all the hits of No Doubt on there. I think that's really all you really need of No Doubt. You could pick up the albums, but this comp pretty much covers everything. Never was that big on them. I just thought, they're okay, But yeah, I saw that CD. I thought, I grabbed that. And this artist I've got nothing on at all, and I thought I'd pick this CD up. That's the Best of Sparks. Familiar with one or two of their songs. This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us, of course. Bit unusual, bit kind of weird, but yeah, I like one or two of their hits. So yeah, pick that one up. And being as Michael has dropped out because of his sound issues, I'll show another Erasure Pop 20 hits. So yeah, this basically is their first 20 hits, as it states above on the top here. So yeah, first 20, and sometimes is on there Circus, Who Needs Love Like That, Heavenly Action, Stop, Drama, You Surround Me. So yeah, not sure when this actually came out. So Yeah, 97, I think. I think it was 97 this one it came out. So, sorry, Jim. See what you're saying. You have it. It's a decent compilation. Cool, cool. I've got their best of compilation. I think that's the only one I've got actually. Do I know the album Strip Mine? Yeah, I know the album Strip Mine. That's one of their early ones, isn't it? Is it their second album? It's late 80s, I think, isn't it? Let's have a look. Strip Mine. Strip Mine. Yeah. 1988 Strip Mine came out. And yeah, I do have it. I have basically all their early stuff. Anything 80s I have. I even have their live recording on CD as a bit of a rarity. It's called One Man Clapping. It's quite a pricey CD to pick up. So yeah, Stutter was their debut album, wasn't it? Then I think it was Strip Mine after then. You got a ticket. Wow, I've got a ticket for the concert in Leeds next year. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I bet. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I'm jealous. Nice one. Yeah, I'd love to see James. I need more James. Great band. They are a great band. Great Manchester band. Yeah. One of my favourites Manchester bands. And Michael actually really likes James as well. I'm not quite sure what's happened regarding Michael. He seemed to have disappeared. I believe Late Album was their first commercial hit. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. About their fifth album. Their fifth album. I couldn't tell you what their fifth album is on the top of my head. I'm assuming that would be in the 90s. Is it Seven? Seven, their fifth album? That came out in 92. Just have a look what I've got here. I've got All the Colours of You, which came out in 2021. Golden Mother, which came out in 1990. I've got Hey Ma, which came out in 2008. Laid came out in 1993. Millionaires came out in 1999. One Man Clapping, which is the live one, came out in 1989. Seven came out in 92. Strip Mine 88. Stutter 86. Whiplash. Was it 2001? Really? I thought it was a little bit older than that. Yeah, Whiplash 2001 then. And All the Lost Souls, which came out in 2007. They're pretty much all my James albums, including, of course, The Best of James, which came out in 98. Man Parrish had two big hits in the 80s, Hip Hop, Bebop, and Mel Stripper. Smiths did a live cover of their song, What's the World? That features on this new comp I mentioned. Oh, right, okay, cool. Two of your favourite bands in one place then. Yeah, James have got a lot of albums, yeah. I think kind of like they've gone a bit under the radar a little bit after sort of into the 2000s, you know. I think people look at them as a 90s band and kind of don't realise that, they've still been going for all this time, and I've got a load of albums out. And I've never crossed a bad album. They're all good. They're all, yeah, I love them all. I mean, they don't get the acclaim that they did, you know, back in the sort of the 90s with the hits, but no one really does anymore, do they? A lot of big bands, you know, completely don't even make the charts, you know, don't get a chance. Well, I consider them Britpop. Well, they certainly fall under the Britpop era. So yeah, I would consider them part of Britpop. But you know, under the indie drama genre. So yes, I mean, so are Blur. You know, Blur are pretty much as Britpop as you can get, aren't they? But of course, they're indie. So Britpop is a very kind of almost universal kind of umbrella in it for one particular moment in time. You're back. All right, I'll send out the link again for you. You want to jump back on? It's up to you. You all right, Michael?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just dropped out of nowhere. I'm really ticked because I talked to the phone company already about this. I said, I'm dropping while I'm streaming. I can't be dropping like this. So they gave me some more megabytes. They said, oh, you're going to be faster now. You shouldn't have any problem. Dude, I haven't dropped in like a couple of weeks, and now I'm dropping now. So I'm going to call them and say, hey, listen, you guys, I think I got a bad modem.
I couldn't really make out what happened because I was big. You know, I couldn't hear anything from you. I thought, well, was it your sound was gone, or have you completely dropped out?
I totally dropped because I looked and the little wheel was spinning and the whole screen was black. I said, hey, can you hear me? I said, oh, I must have dropped. So I literally restarted the whole computer.
Right.
But I'm not happy that I'm still dropping. So I don't know. I think they're gonna have to send me a new modem. It's got to be the modem because my performance is great. The computer is fast as light.
I haven't detected any problems up to now.
My computer is fast as lightning. I can process stuff. It's got to be the modem. That's what I think the problem is. I'm probably need to get a new. Yeah. But anyway, I'm back. So
you're back. That's the main thing. Do you want to keep going then?
Yeah, sure. Did you show stuff while I was away?
I did. Yeah, I showed more than what I was going to, but that's okay. I'm
bummed out. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. These things happen. I've got about 5 CDs here. So.
Well, how many did you show while I was gone? About 20?
No. Let's just have a look.
How many do you want me to show? 5?
We're talking about Stray Cats, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
I've showed another 4 compilations.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just quickly, in case you missed it, just to got Erasure.
Yeah.
Their first 20.
With a little respect.
That's the one. Better Sparks, which I've got nothing of theirs, and as well 2 hits, which I'm familiar with. So I thought I'd buy this for whatever I pay for it. I can't remember. So yeah, Best of Sparks, which notably did the This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us. I would say
I almost got it again.
Their big one. The Bangles, love this group. War Like an Egyptian, Eternal Flame, Manic Monday. I mean, Manic Monday is just the perfect pop song. It's the perfect 80s pop song. It's perfection.
You know who wrote it, don't you?
Prince?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice little comp, that.
Yeah.
Very 80s nostalgic front cover there. And No Doubt band. No Doubt, this compilation. I've never come across this one before. I like No Doubt, you know, but I think a comp like this is really kind of all you need. You don't really need.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, they had a couple of nice little poppy stuff, but I'm not really that hardcore into No Doubt. Never have
No.
been.
No, I haven't, but that's not a bad little pickup for a pen.
Yeah. And I know I got one of their songs in my playlist because, you know, there's certain places I play that there's certain songs I just got to pull out, even if I don't listen to them.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't leave it there. I thought, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was it in a nutshell.
Okay, here we go. All right, well, I'm really pulling from, I guess I'm pulling from my Primo stuff. I must be. But this guy, once again, I've talked to you about, and I'm pulling from my Primo stuff because I'm pulling from like, these are like my top 10 favorite like artists that I tend to keep pulling out. Ryuichi Sakamoto. This guy might be, I think he's probably my favorite, at least composer ever, and probably I think one of the most influential music composers of the 20th century at least. He died a couple of years ago from cancer, and which is absolutely, I'm devastated by it because I followed this guy passionately. I followed his music passionately. He was co-founder of the trio known as Yellow Magic Orchestra. Yellow Magic Orchestra was a techno pop band from Japan out of the 70s that were some of the forefathers of electronic music. I mean, they paved the way, just like they have the same kind of status as Kraftwerk does. That's how hugely influential the Japanese were. The Japanese doing electronic music in the late 70s and early 80s, they were dominating everybody. But this right here, and I'm not necessarily recommending this because this is really just a CD single from an album, but I've got other like full Ryuichi Sakamoto albums that I could recommend in the future. But once again, anything about Ryuichi Sakamoto is very challenging. Oh, you know something? Let me go down here. Oh, of course, man. I had such a huge crush on her. Oh my God. Back in the day, I could, she is beautiful to me. The great Natalie Merchant. I love Natalie Merchant. Uh-oh, too much glare.
That's the trouble with those jewel cases.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, well, that's nothing on the back, but everybody's familiar with Natalie Merchant. 10,000 Maniacs.
Oh, it's a double CD.
No, it's just the open, or is it?
Yeah,
double. It is a double. And you know what's really crazy about this? Because I've got a couple other Natalie Merchant CDs. I've never played it. I've never played this. How much did I get this one for? Got the sticker. There's no price. Oh, UK. Wait a minute. This is a UK pressing? It says UK on it. On it. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's awesome. Yeah. Was that 2, right? Was that 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me go from down here. See, now that was more, commercial. Oh, great album. And this band, I cannot understand why they didn't go beyond 2 albums. They quit when they were at their height. And the lead singer is still back out now. He's doing their music, but the other 2 guys, they just haven't come back. Great band, Fine Young Cannibals. This album right here, Must Own.
Oh yes, it's got a lot of pictures from that, isn't it?
Simon, do you have this?
I do.
This is such a great. This is so good.
Yeah, it is good.
This is so good. I like this better than the second album, but the second album was even bigger. And then they just
it was that one I was actually thinking of. It's got a lot of.
But the lead singer, Roland Gift,
Well,
continued on, and he's singing. He's doing Fine Young Cannibals. You can see him now. He'll go out live, and he's doing fun. But the other two guys, I guess they decided they don't want to come back.
No.
One more. It's a shame too. Well, as long as you got Roland Gift doing it, I guess I'm happy.
Yeah, Richard said they only did 2 albums.
All right, I am definitely pulling from my cream of the crop because this band right here, I got 5 bands that are in my top 5 all-time electronic bands of all time. All time. That would be Kraftwerk, OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Front 242. There's another that I can't quite think of right off the bat, but I am a major fan of Ultravox. These guys are fantastic.
I got a Japanese pressing of that.
You do?
Yeah, you try to see it.
Yeah. Wow. Cool, bro.
That's awesome. Yeah.
These guys are. I mean, man, there's nobody in the world of electronic music that can touch these guys. My major disappointment is that I never got a chance to see him live. The bass player died earlier this year. Midjure, I've been following Midjure even through his solo stuff, and even now when he tours, he's doing all Ultravox. Just of course, how you can't get much more 80s than these images, man. I'm a huge Midjure fan. Of course, Midjure, this guy, he wrote with Bob Geldof. Don't you know it's Christmas or whatever the song is? It was huge. And this gentleman right here, along with Bob Geldof, he's the reason for Live Aid.
Yeah.
He co-produced that with Bob Geldof, and even to this day, the money that from that is still going to the people who need it.
Here's my Japanese pressing.
Oh, dude! All right, let me. I'll email you my address, and you can send that sucker out to me. Now, this is one. Simon, you're holding one up that I was going to show because I have that on album, cassette, and CD.
Do you?
That's one of my 3. That's one of my 3s that I was going to show you. Yep.
I think I got it on CD, but I may have it on cassette. I may have it on cassette as well. So this might be one I could do.
Because the one on cassette, actually, it doesn't come as a one cassette with all of that music. It comes as 2 cassettes.
Just as I was going through those records, I just come across the Yes album. So
yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
One
more, right? One more? 4, right?
Yeah, 4, yeah. Yeah.
Let me go do this one here. And I'm gonna take a picture of on the spines of all these CDs so that the next time I don't pull the same thing again. Here we go. All right, so see, what would make my conversation even more interesting is if I were able to play stuff from the stuff, then you'd get a better idea. But once again, this guy is really cool. His name is Paul Schutz. Once again, really experimental ambient work. But this guy, he's even more than just a. Oh, you got. Okay. Sorry. Yep, no problem. This guy is even more than just a musician. He's an inventor. He actually recently created his own line of perfume. which is very weird for an ambient electronic musician to be making fragrances, but he's designed fragrances after music. Yeah, so he does, like I said, very experimental, avant-garde electronic. Paul Schutz. Okay.
Just the subject of Ultravox again.
Oh, I could talk about. Oh,
you're a big fan. So yeah, Vienna, and I got a 12-inch single.
Now there, right there.
The 12-inch single.
Oh man, that album right there, I'd put right there with Roxy Music, Avalon. This album right here is one of the greatest electronic albums ever. That album is perfect. There's not a bad song on it.
Well, that's the single. That's the single.
Yeah. Oh, that's the single. I thought you had a single and the album. That's just the single.
Both in one.
Okay. Yeah. I remember when I first heard that album, Simon. A buddy of mine had it, and I was sitting in his basement with him. He had all of his record collection, and he pulled that album out and he played it for me. I went, "Who the heck is this?"
When I've got a certain single from an album, I marry them together into one. I don't know if anyone does that in the VC, but maybe it's just me. But
well, that makes a lot of sense, though.
It does, yeah, it does. I just find it a bit easier to find them, that way.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
So yeah, but we're not doing vinyl, are we? So I'll put that away. Right, I'm going to show the remaining ones I have. So I've got five CDs here.
Okay.
Start off with the oldest kind of music first. So bit of a sucker for Bobby V. I come across this EP collection in the charity shop, and
I didn't realize you are a huge Bobby Vinton fan, aren't you?
I am, yeah, I am.
You've been showing Bobby Vinton for like the last month. You've been picking up all kinds of Bobby Vinton.
Bobby Vinton and Bobby V, yeah. I like both of them.
Oh, wait a minute. You said Bobby V. I thought you said, okay, I'm thinking.
I did, yeah. I did.
Well, when you say, I keep forgetting there's a Bobby V, because anytime I hear Bobby V, I just think you mean Vinton, but you're right.
Yeah.
Artists
There's two different artists, yeah. People assume that, Bobby V, Bobby Vinton, it's the same.
Yeah.
No, it's two different artists.
Yeah, I was making a mistake.
So, Bobby V EP collection. So I thought that was a nice pick.
You have been picking up a lot of Bobby Vinton, though. You have.
I have. Yeah. I can't decide which one I like more. We know this one.
Oh yeah. See, now that's I have it in my. I think I have that on cassette.
Yeah.
I of course, Vangelis is in my wheelhouse. I mean, he's one of the godfathers of electronic. So
I did have it on vinyl, but I think I gave it to Ian. VCLT'd it to him. But Vangelis. Academy Award Best Original Score 1981, and it's a brilliant score. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, wow.
I mean, the theme is brilliant. There, absolutely.
Several solo albums. He did several solo albums with John Anderson from Yes.
Did he?
Oh, dude, he does this one song called "Friends of Mr. Cairo." It's like a 10-minute, almost 12-minute song, and he's got sound effects in it, and John Anderson sings the lead. It's called "Friends of Mr. Cairo." It's awesome. And then they came out. They did like 2 or 3 albums together.
All right.
So they're he just passed not that long ago. They were very good friends.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll look out for more of that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They simply went by John and Vangelis. You can find albums just called John and Vangelis.
I found one or two of them in the past, and I've not really took to some of his, maybe his earlier work, might have been some of his earlier stuff. Before
I picked up one of his albums just recently, a few months ago, and it's some really early stuff. And I was like, I couldn't believe it was Vangelis, because it was really something like really early work, but it was still very cool.
Right.
You know.
Another artist I'm rather fond of is Jimmy Nail.
Now, I'm kind of familiar, but not totally. Help me out.
He was an actor stroke pop singer. I think he had a couple of number ones in the UK. This was an early 90s album of his, with singles such as Ain't No Doubt, which I think may have been a number one. Laura, I think, was a single.
All right.
But it's not an artist you're familiar with. I always recommend his Big River album. That is really, really good. So Jimmy Nail, Big River, that's an album worth picking up. Some really good songs on there.
Yeah.
But that was before that one. Picked up this Joss Stone, Mind, Body and Soul. This kind of passed me by back in the day when it came out, and I ended up buying it maybe 20 odd years later. So I'm trying to think of the hits off here.
I'm familiar with it, but I'm not familiar enough to even know her music. I mean, I'm sure if I heard one of her hits, I go, "Oh, I'm okay. I've heard it before." And I've heard of her. I just never been really exposed enough to really know a whole lot about her music.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of left it all these years later to actually buy a copy. She's got such singles such as "You Had Me" and "Right to Be Wrong." I can't really remember them now. It was a while ago, but it's okay. I think they're all right.
I remember, because I remember that cover. I remember when that came out though, because I remember that cover.
Yeah, I think it's 2004.
Yeah, I remember that cover.
Yeah, 2004. We talked about them earlier. I come across Blue and Lonesome.
Yes.
So I had a feeling I actually had this already. It's annoying because sometimes I think, no, I don't think I've got that, and I end up buying it and have a copy. And sometimes, on the odd occasion, I think, no, I might have a copy. I'm pretty sure I do, but I get it anyway, thinking that it's might be a spare. But unfortunately, I don't have this. So I was just surprised myself, to be honest with you. So, but I do have it on vinyl.
Okay.
So that threw me a bit. So this is a nice little cardboard sleeve, and very bluesy. I don't think it really got its appreciation at the time. But so this came out in 2016, and always liked the album. So yeah, Blue and Lonesome by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. I tell you, man, I hadn't gotten a chance. I was looking at the comments here, and John is right on top of it, man. Metamatic, what a great album. Yep, John Fox was the original singer for Ultravox. Although the four that promoted now are considered the classic lineup. Crocodile Shoes.
Yeah, Crocodile Shoes was a Jimmy Nail hit.
Okay.
Good song. You probably heard it. And he also says all Joss Stone albums are worth having, similar to Arthur Mavis, Staples, etc.
Oh yeah, and then to answer Richard, yeah, I mean they only did 2 albums, man. The Raw and that first one, and then the Raw and the Cook, and that was it. I think they might have tried doing a couple of like singles beforehand, but No, that was it, man.
Yeah, very, very surprising. 2 albums.
And then John, he agrees with me. He says John and Vangelis, Friends of Mr. Cairo album is superb. It is. It is.
Yeah, I picked up a compilation of the Fine Young Cannibals.
Yeah, man.
Called The Finest.
I played that first album to death.
So
I played it to death.
do you have anything else to say, Michael, or are you done?
I can show it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go down here again.
It's probably have to be it for now then.
All right. So how many more you want me to show? 4 or 5?
Do 4 if you like.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So once again, this is and I think this the 90s. I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, no,
No, early 2001. This is more pretty much just a this is sort of like a ambient jazz. So this is a jazz ambient album. Who does this one? Yeah, Mary Bone, female. It's okay. You know, nothing really to write home. It's one of those CDs where I found, you know, a few songs on there I like, and I extracted them and, you know, put them in my playlist digitally. But
yeah, that's what I do.
all right, this is by a really unusual band, and this band is out of Michigan, and they're called Kiln, Kiln, like the thing that you bake stuff in, a kiln. And once again, this is more or less kind of really just experimental ambient music, like I said, out of the state of Michigan. Very cool, kind of minimal. Like I said, they call it, and this particular one is called Amp Day, AMPDAY. So just sort of abstract, avant-garde electronics. Pretty much minimal too, kind of minimal.
Right.
Okay. The other thing I like, Simon, about a lot of the CDs back then is, man, some of these CDs had like a ton of music on it. So this is a 2-album CD or 2 CD set. This is called Imaginary Landscapes, actually, which is the title of a video that Brian Eno once did. But anyway, this is a compilation of various artists and their ambient work. And I mean, there's a million people. Ryuichi Sakamoto is on here. Brian Eno and Robert Fripp is on here. A lot of artists that, even Phil Manzanera from Roxy Music is on here. Because a lot of people don't realize Phil Manzanera did a couple of solo albums outside of Roxy Music that are really good. But David Sylvian's on here. I mean, so it's just chock full of music. You can see all of the listings here. You can see how much music's on there. It's called Imaginary Landscapes. And like I said, it's just a tapestry of avant-garde ambient. Huh? Okay. I talked about the project label earlier when I talked about that one band. This is basically a compilation of different artists on the project label. I spoke of Jeff Granke earlier. He's on here. I spoke of Steve Roche. He's on here. There's other bands. Mira's on here. And then Lycia. If people are familiar with Project, they're going to be very familiar with this label. A lot of now this is kind of like dark ambient stuff, but like a lot of project stuff can be considered goth. So if you like goth, there's a lot of bands on the project label that I think you'd really like a lot. But but this is compilation. What's the name of this one? Yeah, it's just called Project March and April 2000. So I guess this is basically the ones that they released around that time, I guess, or whatever. So yeah,
a lot of ambient numbers here. Oh yeah.
Was that again?
Got a lot of ambient stuff.
I just happened to be pulling from a section and I had it all there. Tons of it. But then if I had another section, it would be like, nothing but like 80s new wave or whatever, It's crazy. Well, let me.
Is this stuff you put on just to kick back to, or do you kind of like use it for other reasons like DJing or?
Yeah, both. Oh, everything. Yeah. Right. Just or sometimes just inspiration. Here we go again. Ambient compilation. And this particular title, Ambient, this was actually an actual label here. And once again, I don't think they ever produced anything on vinyl, ever. And I mean, this is, look at all that music, man. Look at all that music.
2 discs, no?
Yeah. And now this has artists that are in the ambient world that even you are familiar with. Tangerine Dream is on here. You're familiar with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eno's on here once again. Harold Budd. Hawkwind. A lot of people who are into progressive are into Hawkwind. Killing Joke is on here, which surprised me. I forgot Killing Joke is on here. And which is weird because Killing Joke is really considered more like 80s alternative, like rock. Yet they're on this album. And you got Gong, which they're huge. This is Faust. This is just this is just amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff. And then what? One more? Is it right? I think.
Yeah, one more.
Like I said, man, I wish I could. Once again, I'm going to start that program up. I'll just have to send out a link because I'm not going to be able to do it on YouTube. I would have to send out a link on YouTube and send you guys over to this other site so that I could play stuff for you and you could actually hear it.
Yeah.
Finally, here's another one. And now this particular label, I got a lot of stuff off of this label. This album is by a band called TUU. Once and the name of the album is 1,000 Years. Once again, very environmental, abstract, ambient, like huge, vast landscapes. But a lot of it has the influence. Like this one gives you the illusion that you're like in swampland.
Right.
It actually sounds like ambient music made in the prehistoric times.
Huh.
Very cool. Yeah, because they're playing like, they're playing sticks, they're just hitting weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds best description, future primitive.
Yeah.
TUU. I've got another one by them called Mesh, which is really cool too. Yeah. So once again, I'm gonna eventually hook it up so that I could play stuff for you guys to hear because it would make a lot more sense, not just to talk about it, but for you to hear it. Because once again, and once you hear it, you go, okay, I understand why you couldn't actually explain it. You'd have to hear it to understand,
Sure. You pass on the details, and I'll
It's somewhere down the road. Actually, I would like to move, but now that we're going into the winter time, I think I'm going to try and hold off because I don't want to be moving in, dead of winter. It's too cold.
No.
But I don't want to wait to start that program back up. So I'll let you know.
Sure. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Mark,
this was fun.
Yeah, it has been. So yeah, we'll do this again. I'm planning to do this maybe every fortnight or something like that. You know.
And every time, yeah, and between now and the next time, I'm gonna at least. Well, no, we don't have to do it the next time, but I'm gonna start looking for my, threes.
Yeah.
Just to have them set to the side whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either dig them out or make a mental note. So stick around, Mark. I'll have a bit of a brief chat with you in private,
Okay.
and I've got a few ideas I want to discuss with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael, for your support, and you're a great co-host on here. It's just
Oh man, it's a pleasure and an honor.
So yeah, I want to thank those in the chat who weighed it out all this length of time, still in the chat, watching and leaving comments. So yeah, I appreciate that, guys. So everyone involved, thank you very much. Till next time, bye for now.